Premier League Game Week 16 predictions. Let's go. Starting off with Arsenal against Everton. Everton did score 4 goals in their last Premier League game. They've had a week and a half rest. Arsenal are shocked to bits in defence. They've played 2 midfielders there in midweek, but they still kept a clean sheet. And despite that, Everton did score 4 in their last home game. They don't really score a lot. At the Emirates, I've gone 2-0 to Arsenal. They should be able to win here. You know, I know Everton are a tough team to play against. They defend quite deep. But after dropping points against Fulham last week, if Arsenal don't win this, there is no chance of the title, and they're definitely in a top 4 race. And we've got another Merseyside v London clash, Liverpool against Fulham. This will be a tough game for Liverpool. You know, Fulham obviously got a point against Arsenal last week, frustrated them very much. And Fulham also dominated against Manchester City at the Etihad, and were very unlucky to lose that one. And last year at Anfield as well, they dominated that game. They deserved to win, but they did bottle it at the end. And I think Liverpool will win this 2-1 because they've got the best player in the world right now, Mohamed Salah, playing for them. And it's been rumoured that he's agreed a new contract, which is huge news for them. It's a no-brainer if it has happened, because you don't let him go for free. And without him, that attack don't function. Next up is Newcastle against Leicester. This is a tough one to predict because Newcastle don't turn up in games where you expect them to win. Although the press conference from Eddie Howe last week did indicate that he was very angry. So I'm going to back Newcastle to win because Leicester are going to be without Samare, without Ndidi. Winks is unlikely to feature. Their midfield is going to be very, very light. Skip is going to have to do everything in there. I don't know who else they can even play in there. I've gone 3-1 to Newcastle. Leicester still do let a lot of chances come against them, and that's not surprising because although Rude is a fantastic manager, he can't do anything about the shambles of centre-back options that he has. It's a must-win for Newcastle. If Eddie Howe does not win this, even me as his biggest fan, you know, as someone who admires him a lot, will have to say it's enough now. He's got to go. And I hope I don't have to say that in the review. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Ipswich Town. This is a huge game in the relegation fight. It's 19th against 18th. A win for either is huge because it gives them a bit of hope. But I don't think either team win. I've gone with a 2-2 draw. This could be even higher scoring because neither side can defend, but they both have some very good attacking players. And Ipswich, from set piece especially, do look dangerous, whereas Wolves cannot defend them. So to be honest, Ipswich could win this, and I think if one team was to win it, Ipswich are probably more likely for that reason. But Wolves are at home, although they have been awful there this season. Case Cunha exists, and he is far too good for relegation scrap. Nottingham Forest against Aston Villa. It's a tricky one. Both of these teams currently fighting for a European spot. It's 5th against 6th, and European football has just been played by Aston Villa. They played a Champions League game of the week. They won 3-2. However, they always have a bad result in the league after a European game. And I think Forest are going to win this 2-0. Forest did win this fixture last season 2-0 as well. And I believe that was also right after Aston Villa had a European game, and I picked 2-1 that day. Very frustrated. It was on Super 6. I think Watkins probably starts this game, and he has just not looked very good this season. He's looked so leggy, and I do think he needs a rest, man. Just start Duran for a few games. Like, he's like top striker. He scores every game he plays. I could see a Marilla goal this week as well. Then the weirdest derby in the Premier League, Brighton and Hove Albion against Crystal Palace. Obviously, fortunes for these two teams have been completely different this season. Palace are on the wrong end of the table. Brighton are very much on the right end of the table, still fighting for European football. And with it being at the Amex, I'm going with a Brighton and Hove Albion win. I've gone 1-0. It will be tight. Crystal Palace have some very good defenders. Brighton do have a lot of good attacking players though, and overall, I just think they should be able to get the job done at home. Then the Manchester derby, out of form Manchester City, who have been absolutely atrocious. Only won 1 out of their last 10 games against Manchester United, who have looked very shaky lately under Amorim. They've lost the last 2 Premier League games. They did come back to win in Europe, although it was against Victoria Pilsen, who, with all due respect, aren't very good. They need the Hoyland that turns up for European games to play in this one, because if it's Premier League Hoyland, they're finished. There will not be a better opportunity for Manchester United to win at the Etihad. Manchester City have looked so bad defensively. They've conceded like 23 goals in the last 10 games or something mad like that. But United don't exactly score a lot, and I think they're very reliant on Amad Diallo and Bruno Fernandes to create chances. And Bruno Fernandes never turns up in big games, so it's all on Amad Diallo in this one. Rashford and Garnacho are both just horrible. But this is a great game for City to turn it around. You know, I mean, imagine the start of their redemption coming in the Manchester derby against their big rivals. I've gone 3-1 City. Genuinely, if they lose here, yeah, I can't lie, Guardiola might just have to walk, because that would be an embarrassment. Then the West London derby, much less intense, but it's my version of Hitler v Stalin, Chelsea against Brentford. Chelsea have won their last 4 Premier League games. They've been fantastic. They've only lost 1 out of their last 13 in the league. Brentford are winless away from home. They've lost all but 1 of their away games. However, they have won all 3 of their visits in the Premier League to Stamford Bridge. I don't think that continues. I think Chelsea have to take advantage of this horrible Brentford defence. They concede for fun. Chelsea score for fun. I've gone 5-2 to the Blues. Hopefully Cole Palmer gets me a couple goals for my FPL. And then we've got Southampton against Tottenham. Tottenham, the most inconsistent team in the world. They can look fantastic. They can look terrible. They play quite well against the better teams, and then they're horrendous against the smaller teams. Southampton aren't going to get a much better chance to win a game this season, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Tottenham are in an atrocious on the 4 bench. Postecoglou is under pressure, as he should be, by the way. This Tottenham run of form is unacceptable. They've just drawn to Rangers in the Europa League as well, so even though they started the Europa League campaign really well, it's fallen off a cliff. They have got a lot of injuries as well. Van de Ven and Romero aggravated their injuries because they played last week for some reason. Bentancur and Basuma are both banned, but we probably won't see Archie Gray play in midfield because they don't have any fit centre-backs, and for some reason Andrew would rather play him there instead of an actual defender. However, Southampton make horrendous mistakes in every single game, so I've still gone with a Tottenham win. I've gone 3-2 to the side from North London, but it would not surprise me if this was the other way around because you can just never trust Tottenham, and I believe the last time these 2 sides played in the Premier League at St Mary's ended 3-3 with Tottenham bottling a 3-1 lead with just 10 minutes to go. And finally, the Bournemouth against West Ham, 2 Spanish managers who are having completely opposite seasons. Iraola is flying. He's got Bournemouth playing some of the best football in the league. They look brilliant every time you watch him play. And then you've got Julian Lopetegui, who has looked horrendous. He's got no tactics and is so reliant on Somerville and Bowen to create any chances for the team. Hopefully this is the final nail in the coffin for Julian Lopetegui because he does not deserve to be managing West Ham United Football Club. I've gone with a 2-0 win for Bournemouth. I don't see any way in which they'll win this. The way they've been playing, the way they just smother teams, and the way Tottenham was so convincingly beaten. I know it only ended 1-0, but it could have been 4 or 5. They've got so many players in good form. Evan Nilsson, I think, will be amongst the goals because Mavropanos just is so mistake prone. He just kicks players for no reason sometimes. Some predictions for this week. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.